Well, what's up, Highland? Here we are. We're in a familiar place. Some of you may notice the background of where we're at. There's some new owners sitting here with us, Ryan Saltman and Joe Horseman. We are at 9th Street Cafe in Highland, and we're with Lauren Koch and Sabrina Davis. New owners, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get into you, Ryan. Anything you want to lead into as far as reminding the audience about our YouTube and Facebook page?
Yeah. Check out the YouTube. Check out our Facebook. Also, going to start posting some reels. So just posted one today with Kurt Vandahar.
Okay.
So check that out. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So make sure you like our social media, and then you can follow us whenever the the new videos come out. So let's jump right in. Thank you all for sitting in with us today.
Sure.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.
So why don't you just start by telling us a little bit about who you are? We know that you recently took over 9th Street, so just tell us a little bit of who you are, what you did prior, and how you got to be the new owners here.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
So basically, I went to school for culinary arts and food management. I've always enjoyed doing everything with food service. I've been in food service since I was 16, and did SWIC, the SWIC program. Went through that whole thing. I worked at different restaurants, bakeries, things like that. And I've always liked it, but then I kind of got out of it and went to like an office job just to have more of the the support with the health insurance and things like that. I did that for about, I think, 8 years or so.
Yeah.
Realized that I didn't really enjoy it, and I really enjoyed doing this. And whenever Lauren and I got together and I got to see her still doing food service industry stuff, I was like, man, I really miss it. I really want to get back into that. So when we were presented this opportunity from Barb and Nikki, they kind of came to us and was like, we think you guys would be a good fit. And we were like, no, there's no way we can make that happen.
So they came to you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Barb was, she was ready to retire, ready to get out, and we're young. So they were like, you guys should totally do that. And so we talked about it long and hard, made sure that it was something we really wanted to do, and here we are.
Awesome. Awesome. Lauren, you're a little bit of a more familiar face because you people that like to eat out have probably seen you a few different places in town.
Yeah.
And this is now your home base, correct?
Yes, this is my resting spot. I'm done. I'm not moving anymore.
Okay.
But I think I've worked at 4 or 5 different restaurants in Highland for the last 10, 12 years.
Yeah,
So
I feel like that's where I first connected with you, and then you are a Packers fan too,
Yes,
so that
of course.
so
boy.
we won't get into any of that. But how has the experience been as new business? Either one of you have never owned a business before? How is the business ownership experience going?
I think it's going really well. I mean, honestly, I would say better than expected.
Yes.
I mean, coming into it, it was super nice to have the groundwork of, Barb has built a great business. And so having the same customer base, we're not changing anything. The menu's the exact same. Really the only addition of the bakery stuff. So having that and having the whole town know that it's staying the same and that the only difference is basically our faces, I feel like you can't really go wrong with that. So we've kept, as far as I know, all the regulars that come in. We've had new people coming in that know us, that are coming in specifically because they know us, so that's nice. But yeah, it's gone very smoothly, so I can't complain at all.
So there's an aspect of like, don't change what already works,
Right.
Which is a
Exactly.
good thing. I think sometimes when people buy a business that has been around forever and is a staple in the community, people try changing things up and it doesn't
Doesn't go
necessarily
well.
become
Yeah.
that staple anymore.
Right.
So I love the fact that you guys are just bringing in a little bit of the baked goods. But so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah.
That's all you.
And that's
That's not
a
my
hot
job.
topic too.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
if we're all a lot of we put these videos out on the community page, and every now and then it'll be Highland needs this, Highland needs that, and there was a post, I don't know, maybe a month ago or maybe a little
I think
longer.
it was right as
and-
we were getting ready to take over.
Yeah, and the common theme that I saw was Highland needs a bakery. Which I think that piece exists as far as the need. And we walk in, see the case over here. So you guys are actually kind of working to accommodate, some of the needs for that.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny too. Whenever we started with just a very small bakery case that I got off of Amazon on the counter, and I think it fit roughly
it had,
a dozen
3
donuts.
shelves.
Like
Yeah,
it was really, really
it was
small.
bad.
And so I started.
Got to start somewhere. What if this doesn't work though?
Right. And that's kind of where we started. I was like, let's start with something small, just see how it goes, right? But then with the fact that everybody wanted a bakery, everybody was like, oh, donuts? Oh, you got this? Oh, you've got cinnamon rolls? Like, and they were wanting to buy like the whole case at a time because it wasn't that much. And so I was like, Lauren, I don't think this is going to work out very well. I said, I think we're going to have to kind of upgrade that. So I actually, one of our customers and one of my friends found this case online on Marketplace and said, hey, I found a free case. If you want it, you just have to go pick it up. And I was like, okay. So I messaged them, and within a couple weeks we had it. We just didn't know where we were going to put it in here. We had to figure out the best way to fit it into the environment. So I made the hard decision to try to shuffle around booths and figure out where it was going to fit. Upset a couple regular customers that they like
That was
sitting
their
there.
spot?
So, you got to pick and choose your battles. But I think we've had
You
a
give
lot
them some free donuts maybe for a month and settle them down, whoever you are.
So I think that we had more happy customers with the bakery case than we had that were upset that the booth was gone. So we did move it. It's still here. It's
Sure,
just,
sure.
But yeah, so we upgraded to that case, and we've been trying to keep it filled, especially on weekends. Weekdays, it's still hard to kind of judge. Like, you never know if we're going to have somebody coming in to get a dozen donuts. If, there's some days we end up with 90% of our donuts left at the end of the day. So we're still trying to kind of figure that out. We do encourage people to pre-order if they know they're going to get a dozen or more, just so that we can make sure we can accommodate that. But
So what do you have available for? Because like this is new. Like I think I've seen several posts of your cinnamon rolls.
Oh, yeah. Those are a big hit.
Okay, so what can, if people want to come in here and get get their pastry, what are they gonna find in this case?
It's going to be a lot of cinnamon rolls. Donuts we've done, Long Johns filled or unfilled. A lot of strawberry.
strawberry
Right.
jelly filled, and then
Yes.
we've done like the vanilla and chocolate Bavarian cream filled.
Is this stuff like regular? Like
Yes, that's-
if someone knows like that those are things that you're gonna have, they can come in here and know like.
Daily.
Okay.
Sometimes we switch up the flavors of donuts each morning. We really kind of just do whatever we feel like doing, because there's not, we still haven't figured out like a set schedule of what to do when. We don't, it's different. Some days we'll sell all the cinnamon sugar donuts that we have in the case. Other days nobody wants any of them, and so that's probably been the hardest part, is just trying to figure out
What everybody wants.
Yep.
And I think just having it accessible is another thing. Like people probably haven't caught on yet that
Right.
they can come here. I mean, as far as I know, Motomart,
Right.
or Casey's.
Casey's, yeah.
But
Yep.
people figuring out that this is a regular. You can come in here and not just get a cinnamon roll, but can you get a dozen like glazed donuts for Sunday morning family breakfast?
Yeah, so like I said, especially if you're wanting certain flavors, we definitely encourage calling ahead and ordering. That way we can make sure we have them all. So with us not doing a ton every day, because we don't know what that day, that would be the worst thing, is ending up with 3 dozen donuts at the end of the day. I try to, donate them to local businesses, things like that, just to kind of also get the word out there that, hey, we've got donuts, we've got these things here, try them. We've done that a lot with a couple of businesses, but just trying to see like what to do. It's hard to do a dozen glazed donuts each day, and then you end up with all of those at the end of the day.
Yep.
Versus, that's why I try to do a variety. That way, if you like chocolate donuts and you like strawberry donuts, then I've got something for both of you.
And that's a unique aspect, though, you probably can't go and order donuts from Motomart. You just go there and grab them
Right.
as a business. If you got an event or something where you got a handful of people, you guys are able to take calls ahead of time, or
Yeah.
hey, we're having donuts in a week.
Well, the Super Bowl,
That's
where
great.
you guys were doing some other things for Super Bowl, right?
Or decorated sugar cookies.
Yep. Yeah. So that was another piece I guess I forgot to say earlier. Whenever I've been decorating cakes and cookies
10 years.
out of my home for the past 10 years, just for friends and family, people that knew me and knew that I did that on the side. And so that was one of the things I wanted to bring here, was my decorated sugar cookies. However, they are very time consuming, and I don't. I've learned being a
It
business
eats up your
owner.
profit, huh?
Being a business owner and having all the other things that I have to handle each day, it's not, I don't really have the time to get those out all the time. But we just had some Minion cookies in the case yesterday, I think. And I think I only had like 18 of them, and they were gone within 2 hours. So,
Nice.
it is something people want. It's just trying to keep up with that, and me.
And the Wayne's cookies.
Yeah, the Wayne's cookies are big too.
What's a Wayne's cookie?
Go
You're
ahead.
from Highland.
Oh, so this is the
So
Wayne's Bakery.
that's-
Okay.
Yes.
Wayne's Bakery, Wayne's Pastries. I don't actually know the name of the bakery, but so it used to be on the square when we were younger. I don't know if I was not old enough or if my parents just never took us, but I don't remember ever going. But luckily Nikki was able to get handed down the recipe for the smiley face cookies that they used to carry at the bakery. And so
That's awesome.
she was willing to give that to me to make them here and sell them here. And those have been a huge hit. I
That's awesome.
literally cannot keep
That tells
up.
you how people still are kind of
Yes.
connected to that. Now,
It's
what
definitely
about these coffee
nostalgic.
cakes? I don't know. You remember with the white icing and I think it was pecans or
Yeah,
walnuts on
right.
top?
Yep.
Or,
I think they called them peanut cakes or
coffee. Was it coffee? I don't remember. My grandma always came home with it,
Yeah.
on Sunday morning
Yeah.
breakfast. So
Right.
I'm like, and I did hear that the bakery in, is it New Baden, might actually have those. But if you
So
guys
that
could-
was another thing that I had heard whenever I was posting about having the Wayne's smiley face recipe. Unfortunately, that's the only Wayne's recipe we have, guys. So if you want any other recipes, we don't
If
have
you
them.
know the coffee cake recipe, come in
Please, let
and
me know.
expand
I
their
will
offering.
happily- I will
I love
happily
it.
make it.
See, she's willing.
But yes, I was told that Paul Berkman does have a couple of Wayne's recipes as well that he sells. I don't know the details of that. We'd
Yep.
have to ask him. But.
Sure, sure.
So yeah. But,
Okay,
So you come to 9th Street and get a little taste of Highland
yes.
history.
That's right.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good. I didn't even
taste
think
of
about
you
that.
have that on the window here.
Yeah.
Taste the history. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with? I mean, and you said you've got some background in culinary, right?
Yep.
Like, where did you go to a food show, or how do you find it? Like, where did you come up with some of these, like, bakery ideas? And is it something you've just done for a long time and said I
Yeah.
can sell these?
So, with school and then right out of college, I got a job. I had the best boss ever. Hired me. She was very young as well, but hired me young at a bakery called 222 Artisan Bakery in Edwardsville.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Like, I love that bakery. So they're actually moving. They got out of their lease and they had to move locations, but that place is near and dear to my heart. I learned so much there. The owner had gone to school at, I think it was the San Francisco Baking Institute or one of the baking schools in San Francisco. So she taught me a lot of what she learned from there. So even though I didn't go there myself, I learned, croissant dough, and I learned different danishes and how to make cinnamon rolls and things like that. So I always loved doing that there. And so whenever we got this opportunity, and I told Lauren, I was like, we're gonna keep it 9th Street, but I'm adding baked goods because that's my passion is baking.
Love it.
So I was like, I wanna make cinnamon rolls. I wanna make donuts. I wanna make stuff. I know that's what Highland wants. So I was like, I wanna see what I can do. Well, Highland's a lot bigger than me, so I can't do a whole lot, but I'm trying.
So the stuff that, and I know I keep talking, like I know you got a lot of stuff going on here, but that is to me is a big add-on for not just 9th Street, but the community to be able to come in. Do you have more people coming in, buying out of the case, or are they finishing up their breakfast and say, give me I'm just curious, like where you're
We have
seeing
both.
okay.
Yeah.
We have a lot
It's-
who will
it's
just
both.
walk in and go straight to the case, and that's what they want. Then you have others who will eat a full meal and be like, I want like 3 cinnamon rolls to take home. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of both.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
both,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then we still have some people that are so used to coming in here and not knowing that that's new, and they'll walk straight to the back room, eat breakfast, come to pay, and they're like, what is that? Like, where did that come from? They're like, that's new, and they're like, when did you get that? And they ask all the questions, and so there's still a lot of people that don't realize. I mean, really, the only place we post is Facebook. So I mean, if you're not on Facebook or you don't follow us on Facebook, chances are you don't know about it.
Right, and if you only come in here once or twice a year, you're not.
Right.
So I think that's important of why we're doing this. This should hopefully helps get that traffic build up where you guys get a little more consistency, knowing, hey, we're going to sell X amount during whatever, and now you're the go-to spot. So.
Right. We hope so.
Yep.
A lot of times with those bakeries, you know, they have the baked goods, and then they might have a little specialty drinks. Is that anything you guys are considering or talking?
She would kill me for saying
No?
this.
Hey, this is a hot seat right now.
She wants to.
I'm
Yeah.
a big coffee person, and the bakery I worked at in Edwardsville also did like espresso drinks and stuff. So I've always loved that. The problem is I don't know anything about like actually making the
Gotcha.
coffee drinks and things.
Gotcha.
But we've had a couple customers also mention to me that they would love that. I don't want to obviously take away business from Michael's because they're doing a great thing with their Starbucks coffee shop, but maybe eventually. But I don't see that happening anytime soon if that does ever happen.
Nothing
Down
wrong
the
with
line.
that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
What?
Yeah, and
Down the
down the
line,
line.
yeah.
The capacity to do it, and where's it going to go?
Right.
And, but that'd be pretty cool to sit here and have a. Well, I don't know. I see all them videos where the people are putting their mom or somebody up at Starbucks, and they're making up all these names that don't even
Coffee
exist.
drinks,
And it's like,
Yeah.
so people will be coming in here asking for stuff that doesn't even exist.
Right.
But
So as far as going back to the staple of 9th Street, what is one of the staples go-to meals at 9th Street?
I mean, I've got my opinions from being out front, but I don't know if you have a different opinion.
Are you in the back?
I'm in the back.
Okay.
She's cooking. She's cooking
Okay.
every day.
I get seen through that little window. That's about all you get from me.
I would say our two biggest sellers is going to be the Todd's breakfast and the Uncle Bucket's breakfast.
Yes.
So the Todd's is basically your basic eggs, meat, hash browns, and then pancakes. You get pancakes with it. And some people sub out French toast. And then the Uncle Bucket's is basically the same thing, but instead of pancakes, you get biscuits and gravy with it. So it's just the larger breakfast that people usually go for. You get a variety and get to kind of try a little bit of everything.
Is there something that you make that's underrated where you're like, man, people don't really know
Of course there is.
how
She's
good,
back there like,
how good this
hey.
is? Yeah.
See, I'm a basic person. I like my
Yeah.
omelets, your basics. As long as you can throw whatever you want in an omelet, I'm cool with it. A scramble.
Oh yeah,
Just
I do.
throw
like,
it all together.
I like the scrambles.
Uh-huh.
We're pretty big on just put it all in a pile.
Yeah.
Love it.
Add
Oh,
some
yeah.
hot sauce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, is there anything that you all want to invite to the Highland community as far as just your hours are the same, nothing's changed, which I really like. It's kind of a neat, defined time where people know we better get in there. Is it 2:00 that you guys are done?
6 a.m. to 2.
Okay, so don't come in at 1:55. Bet Lauren, you love that, don't you?
If you want to hear me internally scream, I'm at 140 to 155.
If you just hear,
Right.
Got everything cleaned and the door swings open. But anything that you guys would like to share as we're kind of wrapping things up here?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, suggestions are welcome if you have ideas for things you're wanting baked. I mean, I'm open. I love to experiment with new recipes and things like that. So just trying to, again, figure out, what everybody wants, what sells, what doesn't sell, things like that. It's right now
Trial
it's
and
still
error.
just a big experiment. Yep. So we're just having a good time while we're doing it.
Well, as Ryan and I are business owners. It's exciting to see new business owners kind of come into the scene here, and you guys are you're younger than me, but this is how the community grows, and that is by these legacy players passing I mean it's got to be an emotional thing, but this is how the town is constantly moving in other directions, and I it's cool for me to see you all step in and take. It's very risky to especially everyone knows like the restaurant space is very challenging, and it says a lot that this place has been open this long. You seem to have some passion. I wish you both the best of luck. I can see the fire in you, and hopefully I see that 5 years from now instead of right. But this is awesome to see. So Ryan, do you have anything?
I think it's kind of cool. I mean, how many businesses have formed sitting around these tables right here, to be honest. And we got a new business that probably started right around these tables within you guys. So taking over the ownership. So it's pretty cool. Love to see the legacy just keep going. I love the fact that you guys can order order some baked goods and pre-order. That's the big thing to take away. You guys can now pre-order stuff to come and pick it up for the next day or whenever, So, yeah, awesome, guys. I'm excited for you. Very excited.
We've eaten here. If you haven't come to 9th Street, great breakfast. You guys do have lunch as well. You have a kind of a crossover where you do both.
Serve both all day.
Yep. So there you go. Like, come in here and support, the new owners. Check out their baked goods where the passion's really diving in. So come and make their sales go through the roof.
We forgot the Joe Taste Something segment.
Well,
we won't do that this time.
I'm fasting, Ryan. Today is actually Ash Wednesday, but it'll be past that when they see this. But,
I'm not going to press this one because
I'm shocked I'm even talking about food with these people today. I'm starving right now. But
this is going to be something good to eat, so I'm not going to press that one too hard for you. So.
Yeah. Well, the waffle was good too.
It was.
So.
It was.
All right. Well, thank you all for sitting with us, and wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
guys.
We appreciate it.
All right.